Okay, I wanted to tell this story because I've been to lots of different churches, and in church, I'm the girl, like writing down everything they're saying, taking notes. I go back and I read notes, and I went to school to actually be a pastor, so I will always take notes. A lot of people would think I was like texting or something on my phone, but I would be with my stylist, like taking notes and writing in my notepad and stuff because I go back and I read them, and this particular story came from the pastor of the church that I was recently ejected from, but it's before he did that church. This is when he was at Savior's Community Church in Visalia, across the street from the Buddhist temple, at the planing mill, the old planing mill next to the antique district in town. So, off the Santa Fe Railroad, I need to point that out. So anyways, going back to my story, sorry. He told a story. He went to India. He went to India for, I don't know, it was like several weeks. It was a really neat story about how they went there, and then the people that they went there with later on were at the beach camp. Chris Rice, he's like a famous, Crystal Lewis and him did a song. You know, he's a famous worship director song. If you're in the church community, Chris Rice means something to you, that name. And so I think he did Better Is One Day in Your Courts. Better Is One Day in Your Courts, that song. I think he did that song. Don't quote me on that, but I think he did that song. So anyways, he told a story that they went to India and they were not allowed to tell anybody that they were Christian missionaries. They almost got arrested once. And they went to a town up in the mountains, which is like really secluded. And in the town, now his story was their grip on fear. But I always thought, like, well, what the hell? Because supposedly there was a lore in town that there was a dragon that would fly over this town. And when the dragon would fly over the town, that anyone who fell under its shadow would fall paralyzed, whatever part of their body fell under the shadow. So during certain times of the day when shadows would come, everybody would run and scatter. And there was, he said, literally people all over the town paralyzed. And what he interpreted it as is people were crippled by their fear, and that fear was like running this society because they were afraid of this dragon. And me, I'm like, I think a million different possibilities at once. I was taught to. And I'm thinking, what if there is some sort of dragon? It could be a spaceship. It could be a thunderbird. It could be a dragon. You know, it could be technology of some sort. I mean, what are these people seeing? Because something really is paralyzing people. And I do believe in the power of the mind, of course, because we know that people that have multiple personality disorder, when this is a Yale study, when they switch from one personality to another, which fuck Yale for this study, when they switch from one personality to another, like scars would appear and reappear, moles, birthmarks, things like that. So we know that that's possible, but this is something a little bit different. And it was like children and old people, and everybody really talked about this dragon. So I would contend that there is some sort of being, device, something, because there's lots of mountains, and the thunderbirds, if you research the thunderbirds, are always sighted in those areas. And they've been known to take children. And a lot of people say, oh, they're taking the Messiah seeds, like the people that have potential, that are incarnate beings and things like that from in the past, that they would come and take them out of society and take them into inner earth, where the more advanced, evolved beings were. And people who are unevolved and left on the surface until the Christ consciousness, the time of the Christ consciousness, which is now. So, yeah, what do you think? I mean, have you heard of this dragon of India? I wish I had a name for it. I don't think he ever said a name. But like I said, this to him, he took it as a mental force. I'm thinking that there probably is something that flies over these people that causes radiation or something like that. Like that church in itself that he started is named Radiant Church. And it's literally named after this glow that Moses had. So that's the Christ consciousness glow, your light body. So anyways, I'll let you go with that. But the Dragon of India, let me know if you've ever heard of it.